Good morning, children. In the last session, we have seen about the first method of finding mean, that is called direct method. Today we are going to see the second method called assumed mean method. In assumed mean method, we are using a new formula. Mean is equal to a plus sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. In this formula, the letter A represents assumed mean. Assumed mean is nothing but an approximate mean. When we are using this assumed mean method, we have to note the following important steps. The first step is any one of the xi value, that is the class mark, can be taken as assumed mean, and it is denoted by the letter A. That means we are finding the class mark of the classes. From the class mark, any one of the value is taken as assumed mean, that is denoted by the letter A. In step 2, we need to find the difference di between A and each of the xi values, that is the deviation of A from each of the xi values. This deviation is denoted by the letter di. The di is equal to A minus xi. This we are going to see by taking an example how to find the mean of any data by assumed mean method in the next slide. Now I have taken the same example which we have taken for the direct method. Now for the same question, we are finding the mean by using assumed mean method. Just listen the question, children. Here we have two columns. In that first column we have the classes. In the second column we have the frequencies. Now for the finding mean by using assumed mean method, we have to form a new tabular column. That we are going to see in the next slide. Now we are going to find the mean by using assumed mean method. Here we have a new tabular column. In this tabular column there are 5 columns. In the first column we have the class intervals. In the second column we have the frequencies which are given in the question. In the third column we have to find the class marks. Class marks, already we have found in the direct method. In the same way, we are finding the class marks of each classes and we are filling the third column. In the third column, we are getting the class marks of respective classes. After finding the class marks, we have to select any one of the value from this class mark as assumed mean. Generally, we are taking the center value. Any values we can take. Generally, we are taking the center value to make our calculations easy. Here I am taking the value A is equal to 45. The 45 from the class mark I am taking as a assumed mean. Then just you see the fourth column. Here we have D, that is deviation. It is denoted by di. Di is equal to xi minus A. Here we have the value A is equal to 45. We have selected the assumed mean A is equal to 45. So our D value di is equal to xi minus 45. Xi minus 45 means from each x value we have to subtract the 45. That is, from each class mark we have to subtract 45 and we have to fill in the fourth column. So here we have in the first class mark is 5. So 5 minus 45 gives negative 40. 15 minus 45 is equal to minus 30. 25 minus 45 is equal to minus 20. 35 minus 45 is equal to minus 10. 45 minus 45 is equal to 0. 55 minus 45 is equal to 10. 65 minus 45 is equal to 20. 75 minus 45 is equal to 30. 85 minus 45 is equal to 40. 95 minus 45 is equal to 50. So now here we have completed the fourth column, that means the deviation column. Now just see the fifth column, that is the last column. Here we have Fi di, that is nothing but the product of Fi and di. That is, Fi means the frequencies, di the deviation. So we have to multiply these two columns, that is Fi and di, we will get the product. That product to be filled in the last column. Now we are going to find the product. See, in the first frequency is 18 and here the value is minus 40. So 18 into minus 40 gives minus 720. The next one is 2. The frequency is 2. 2 into minus 30 is equal to minus 60. 15 into minus 20 is equal to minus 30, 300. 5 into minus 10 is equal to minus 50. The next one is 20. 20 into 0 is equal to 0. 4 into 40 is equal to 40. 4 into 10 is equal to 40. 12 into 20 is equal to 240. 8 into 30 is equal to 240. 6 into 40 is equal to 240. 10 into 50 is equal to 500. So now we have completed the Fi di column, the last column. It is the product of Fi and di. Now we have to find the sigma f value. That means the frequency, the total of the frequency. Sigma Fi is equal to 100. When you are adding all these frequencies, the total is equal to 100. Similarly, we have to find the sum of all the values, that is in the last column, the sum of all the values of Fi di. In this last column, some values are negative and some values are positive. Now what we are doing is add all the negative values and put the minus sign. Add all the positive values and put the positive sign. Here we are adding all the negative numbers. We are getting the total minus 1130, that is minus 1130. Similarly, here we are adding all the positive values. We are getting 1260, that is 1260. Now if you add these two values, that is minus 1130 plus 1260, the total is 130. That is, we have to subtract and put the greater number 5. Now we are getting the sigma Fi di value is equal to 130. Now we have all the frequency, sum of frequencies, sigma Fi is equal to 100, sigma Fi di is equal to 130. This we are going to substitute in the formula to find the mean. Now we are going to substitute the above values in the formula. We know the formula, mean is equal to A plus sigma Fi di divided by sigma Fi. Our A value is 45. Therefore 45 plus sigma Fi di value is equal to 130 divided by sigma Fi is 100. So divided by 100. 45 plus 130 divided by 100. So 130 divided by 100 we get 1.3. Therefore 45 plus 1.3 is equal to 46.3. So this is the mean of the given data. So this is the method of finding mean by using assumed mean method. For the same question, we found the mean by direct method. We got the same answer, 46.3. So any method we can find, we will get the same answer. Now we are going to see the third method called step deviation method in the next slide. The third method is step deviation method. Here we are using a new formula for mean. Mean is equal to A plus sigma Fi ui divided by sigma Fi into h. Here A represents assumed mean, and h is the class size, and di is the deviation, and fi is the frequency. Here, in order to make our calculations easy, to make the numbers small, we introduce a new term ui. This ui is equal to di by h. Di is the deviation and h is the class size. When we are dividing each deviation value by the class size, we get the respective ui values. By using this formula, we are going to find the mean of a given data by step deviation method. Let us see an example. In example 3, I have taken the same question which we have done in the previous methods to find the mean by step deviation method. We are going to see the method of finding mean by step deviation in the next slide. For step deviation method, we have to draw the tabular column as given in the slide. In this table, we have 6 columns. In the first column, we have the class interval. Second column, we have the frequencies, which is given in the question as it is. Then in the third column, we have to find the class marks as we found in the same previous methods. So we are finding the class marks in the third column. In the fourth column, we have to find the deviation. This deviation also, as it is what we have done in the previous methods. That is in the previous method called our assumed mean method. In this case also, we are taking the a value, that is assumed mean is 45. With the help of 45, we are finding the d values of each x value, that is each class mark. Then with the respective di values are to be filled in the fourth column. Now in this step deviation method, we have to see that fifth column, it is very important column. So here only we have the new term ui. This ui is equal to di by h. In our problem, in this question, the h value, that is the class size of the classes, is 10. That is h is equal to 10. So the u value is equal to di by h, that is equal to di by 10. Since h value is equal to 10, u value is equal to di by 10. Now what we are going to do is, each di value to be divided by 10 will get the ui values. Now for the first row, the di value is minus 40. This minus 40 divided by 10, we are getting minus 4. Similarly, minus 30 divided by 10 is equal to minus 3. Minus 20 divided by 10 is equal to minus 2. Minus 10 divided by 10 is equal to minus 1. The next one is 0. 0 divided by 10 is equal to 0. Then 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. 20 divided by 10 is equal to 2. 30 divided by 10 is equal to 3. 40 divided by 10 is equal to 4. 50 divided by 10 is equal to 5. Now we have found all the u values in the fifth column. Now we have the fifth column ui values, the frequency f in the second column. Just see the last column, children. In that last column we have fi ui values, that is fi ui. Fi ui is nothing but fi into ui, that is the frequency and the u. Fi and ui both to be multiplied. Now we are going to multiply this fi and ui values, then that answer to be filled in the last column. I think I am clear with the fi ui. Now we are going to multiply this. 18 into minus 4 minus 72. 2 into minus 3 minus 6. 15 into minus 2 minus 30. 5 into minus 1 minus 5. 20 into 0 is equal to 0. 4 into 1 4. 12 into 2, 24. 8 into 3, 24. 6 into 4, 24. 10 into 5 is equal to 50. So now we have completed the last column, that is the sixth column, FI/UI column. Now we have completed the entering of the tabular column. Now we have to find the total of the frequencies as usual, sigma Fi. If we add all these Fi values, frequency values, we are getting sigma Fi is equal to 100. Similarly, we have to find the sum of all the FI/UI values, which is in the last column. So in this last column, above the 0 there are some negative values. Below the zeros we have the positive values. Add all these negative values and put the minus sign. That is, when you are adding all these minus values, we are getting minus 113. Similarly, if you add all the positive values, we are getting 126. Now we should add these two, minus 113 plus 126. The answer will be 13. So we are getting the value sigma Fi/UI is equal to 13. Now we have sigma Fi is equal to 100, sigma Fi/UI is equal to 13, and our A value is equal to 45. This values we are going to substitute in the formula in the next slide. Now we are going to substitute the above values in the formula. Mean is equal to A plus sigma Fi/UI divided by sigma Fi into H. Here the assumed mean A is equal to 45. So 45 plus sigma Fi/UI value is 13 divided by sigma Fi value is 100 into H is 10. So 45 plus 13 divided by 100 into 10. In the second step, 13 divided by 100 into 10, the 10 will go 10 times in the denominator. So we will be getting 13 by 10. The 13 by 10 gives 1.3. So 45 plus 1.3 gives 46.3. So this 46.3 is the mean of the given data. So in this step deviation method also we are getting the same answer for the same question. So till this we have completed all the three methods of finding mean for the same question. So we have taken the same question, we have found the mean by all the three different methods. They are direct method, assumed mean method, and step deviation method. I think I am clear with the three methods. Now you can try the textbook problems which is given in the assignment by yourself by both the methods, that is assumed mean method and step deviation method. Thank you, children.